Welcome to Watchdog Wargaming. Tonight I'm going to talk about how I paint my US Marine Corps camouflage helmet covers and also any camouflage equipment such as ponchos. The way I camouflage my items, you could also use for um, if you were going to paint infantryman in Normandy from the 41st Armoured Infantry Regiment who wore a camouflage smock. Um, the pattern is very similar, so you could use this not only for this technique not only for Pacific but for early Normandy, and then now as this is for later Korea. So what I've got here is a prone US Marine Corps gunner armed with a Browning. Now the Browning, the actual weapon itself, has come off the airborne sprue. So I've used the prone figure from the actual US Marine Corps figure. Very simple conversion, very easy to do. So what I'm going to use now is my guinea pig for the helmet. Now the paints I use is that for the base I use my Death Guard green, and then for the coloured splodges I use the US dark green, English uniform, and the flat brown. I also use for the leather chin straps and any items a saddle brown as well. Saddle brown. These are all the Vallejo colours. You can use anything that's that you've got that does the trick. Well, give it a shake. So yeah, nice light green coloured on here, which is perfect for the actual sort of basic cover for the basic colour for the actual helmet. So yeah, so straight out of the pot, just a little touch of water on it, just give it a little bit of a mix so it's down to a small, sort of a thin consistency. Go over it once or twice is up to you, or you could just go straight out of the pot. But if you do it straight out of the pot, you do leave potentially lose some of the details if you put it on too thick. So as you can see, the figure's got a helmet cover on, and at the back of it, he's got his actual chin strap, which has been done up and just placed at the back of the head. Okay, so I've got one here that's so that's the one I've done, and then into a true Blue Peter style, I have one that I've prepared earlier. So as you can see, it dries very nicely, sort of like a really light khaki color. And then so once these have been done, I can start on the actual sort of blobs of the camouflage. Now basically it's if you do irregular blobs all over the helmet, not too many, but you can sort of if you have a picture reference, so if I would refuse to use that. So first off, a little bit of flat brown, just a squidge because you're only doing small amounts. So just randomly just do a sort of like a largish splodge, but just make it sort of irregular. You can do lines, you can do random shapes. If you do make a mess, you can just paint over it again, or with some of the later colors, you can actually just add to that as well. Make sure you do sort of like to the rim of the helmet cover as well, because the actual helmet cover does go underneath the rim of the helmet. Yeah. So one more regular shape in there. So as you can see, it's just been blobbed over the top. Okay, so quick clean the brush. And now what I'll use next is a little bit of English uniform. Give it a shake. And then again, what you're trying to do in here is small blobs, but close to the one that you've done earlier. So it's like small patterns. Like I said, any mistakes you can go over or you can repaint. You know, it's how you interpret what the camouflage colors are. So let's see if I can get that in focus. So yeah, so you've got the so at the moment you've got the flat brown and you've got the English uniform color on there as well. I think I've done everywhere now. Yep. Okay. So after that, we go on to the US dark green. And more or less what we've just done is do exactly the same. So close to the actual blob, do another blob. You can actually go over some of the details, so any previous blobs just overlap it. There's no right or wrong on this as well. I suppose if you put too much on it and you can't see the green underneath, then perhaps I would suggest repainting it slightly. So yeah, one bit on the back. Yeah, the US Marine Corps uniforms had were reversible, so they had like a yellower camouflage material on one side, and then they had this darker green camouflage material on the other side. But by the time you get to Korea, most of the reversible uniforms weren't used, and there was a single sort of light green jacket and trousers, and sort of their trademark camouflage helmet and ponchos. So yeah, so that is pretty much how I do it. What I would probably do as well now was get out the saddle brown and the. Might as well do it when I'm here. Probably wonder if it needs a bit more of a shake. Yeah, so on the figure you've got the it's like the leather straps for the helmets. You could do this in a sort of a dark color. It's up to you. However, what I find when I put a little bit of the Agrax, oh I can never pronounce that word. What's that word? Yeah, Agrax Earthshade over the top of it, it does actually darken it down quite considerably. And there's a leather band at the top, so trying to be quite neat if I can actually do this. But Again, if I make any mistakes, just go over it. So hopefully you can see what I've done. Let's see if I can get it into focus. So yeah, you got the helmet. So you got the helmet cover, which is the death guard, and then you've got the English uniform, flat brown, and dark green camouflage blobs on the top of it. And then just to finish it off, any leather equipment, chin straps or anything like that, just go over it with the saddle brown. And there you are. So that's a good and quick way of actually doing US Marine Corps camouflage, or if you're that way inclined, US Army in Normandy. Usually straight after this, I actually do a lot of put the Agrax Earthshade on it, and I'll just show you what my figures I've been working on and what you saw last time, the stage where we're actually currently at. So let me just pop those to one side. So these are the figures that you saw last time. So as you can see, I did the helmets, helmet covers, and also the ponchos on the back. It's had the the Agrax Earthshade on it now, and so my next steps are to actually highlight the face, the uniform, and the sort of top surfaces. So we've got ones with helmet covers on. We've got one with just the plain green helmets. There's ones that have actually got just the helmet with the net on. As you can see, I've got the leather banding showing. So some of these helmets, head helmets, are actually off the airborne, and then you've got other ones which are off the army ones. So I've done a right mixture of with covers, without, with nets, and everything else. So I'm actually quite happy with the way these figures have turned out. And as you can see, they're looking quite good. So just a bit of highlighting now, and they'll be ready for actually finishing off the bases. Yeah, some of them actually painted up quite nicely. I do like the old sniper chappy there with his cigarette. Other things I would be doing as well was later on was just highlighting a little bit of silver or tin on the actual weapons, not all over, just to highlight any areas that could have been roughed up or caught the sun or anything like that. A bit of glint. Same with the binoculars, put a bit of lens effect on them. So so that's for me at the moment. So hopefully you like what I've done. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. Let's see your work. I like to see what you've done, especially in your conversions or how you painted your US Marines. I'll be really interested. Yeah. So thank you for joining with me. Much appreciated, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.